What's up, guys? If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's completely free. Not only is it free, but there are also creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Also, they'll be able to distribute your podcast for you on all the famous platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. If you guys are creatives and want to get after it, I highly suggest using Anchor.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 2 a.m. podcast. You already know it's Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, baby! You already know what's good. We got a great show for you today. I'm Logan.
I'm Zaid.
And Saeed.
And once again, thanks for tuning back. Super Bowl Sunday. That song always gets me fired up, dude. I don't know why.
Fucking
not.
right now.
I think it's one of the funniest songs ever made. The NFL has great music no matter what channel they're being broadcasted on.
Literally. I think we should caption that for sure, dude. We should come up with a caption and just play the song.
We should license it from the NFL.
Caption
I
that
don't think
bitch.
they use it anymore.
What was that thing you said about Karen?
Karen?
Yeah.
Oh, when you get the kids back from Karen.
Say it and play it.
The comments on the video that I'm getting the song from are beautiful. It's like, when you finally get the kids back from Karen. Fuck, my volume's on mute. That's embarrassing. Oh, well.
Oh, God.
Whatever.
Damn it.
Just
Misfire.
insert in your head.
Yeah. We'll add it in post. It's okay. It'll sound legit. Then this apologetic section will be really confusing.
Yeah, man.
Do you care about football?
I don't really care, per se, but I do care about the food.
Yeah, that's what's important to me. I'm not like a big sports guy as much as I would like to be. I feel like that's like a really easy way to get to talk to most people is through sports, and I'm not super about them for some reason.
Just be more universal, I guess.
Yeah.
those things. So-
Like, it's important to have your nose in a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
like in different realms.
I know we're insulting Zaid right now, but sorry.
I'm about the football, but not
yes.
the football.
Sorry. No, we're talking about football americano over here.
Americano, I'm not about it.
Well, I'm talking about Italiano, you know?
Italiano, you know? Mm-hmm.
Saeed means all the disrespect.
Yeah, dude.
No, I don't.
All y'all.
I don't know. There's just something about repeatedly slamming your body into somebody else that also weighs like 230 pounds. Like, and they expect that there'd be no brain injury. Like, why'd they try to hide that for so long?
I don't know.
The NFL.
Because it's the NFL.
But, like, it's so obvious.
But it's Sunday night football. That's basically a religion.
Woo-wee! It's Sunday Night Football, baby. You know what's good.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I work on Sundays. Clearly.
Most people would rather die in this country than not watch a football game.
Yeah.
I don't know
Sadly.
about
Well-
dying.
That's my statement.
I don't know. For me, it's just never, like, it's always been in my house. My dad loves watching football. and
No,
stuff
I
like
mean, I
that.
get it, dude. It's a cool little thing to just do. Like, it's like tradition. You know what I mean?
Like if a homie sets up a party with close friends, I'm coming, okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got the wings. We're just
Yeah.
talking about this. You got the boneless wings.
Yeah.
You got some carrot sticks. You
Yeah.
got some good munchies over there. I'm on my
It's
way.
just- we as Americans, we like to do things. Like, we find an excuse to do something. You know what I mean? To just get a
course.
gathering going or like a little party.
Yeah, because we don't do it enough as it is.
Yeah.
I feel
Well,
so.
I mean,
it's-
it's a good way to escape, I guess, from that daily shit.
yeah, we put too much emphasis on like just individual like I know the Super Bowl isn't a holiday, but it might as
Yeah.
well be an American holiday.
No, it is a holiday.
Yeah. But like we put like a lot of emphasis that we need to get together on these days. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying we shouldn't, but what I'm saying we should put more emphasis into is like the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
Like when I was over in Paris, like you just go to a park any day of the week, it's packed. Like friends are together, they're drinking wine out in public, like
Do you know
their
how
little cheese
fun it
plate.
is to ride Lime scooters throughout a city? Do you know how fucking fun that is?
Hell yeah, dude.
That was probably
Because you got no destination.
the most expensive part of the trip.
And there's an
That's the
element
Lime
of danger as well. You might get hit by a car, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But that's where all the
Yeah.
juice is, baby.
Yeah.
Fuck, I could die today. Oh.
It's a slower motorcycle. That's why they're fun to me. Like they're way more easy to ride if you've never ridden one.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to
Dude, I remember nights in LA where You're just hopping over like little ramps and stuff. You're hopping over ledges. It's like insane.
Oh shit.
Well, my favorite was in Paris at night. There was all of the sidewalks. Like, you know how, like, at least in California, like, our sidewalks, if you're going to cross the street,
Yeah.
there's like an inch or two
Mm-hmm.
that you have to clear in order to get up onto the sidewalk, then it ramps up.
Yeah.
Theirs just goes straight to the ground level. So if you're on a Lime and you're going downhill, like, you're going like, what, 20 miles an hour probably?
2025.
Yeah, something like that. If you squat down like right as you get to the ramp and you just lift off, like, I swear to God, I caught at least 3 feet of air on one of
God,
the
dude.
Yeah, and then landing on a Lime scooter, with those like basically non-existent shocks because somebody else was doing the same shit. Like they already blew them out before you got onto it. There's the coronavirus on the on the gas pedal or that little knob that you have to push down.
Dude, it was like 2 in the morning in LA one time. I was out with buddies, and my friend proceeds to do donuts in the middle of the intersection in Beverly Hills
Dude, that's
on a Lime.
That's fucking down.
It was one of the funniest things
It's
I've
the
ever
little
seen.
things, man.
Straight up.
Straight up. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you guys remember this back in elementary school when we used to turn off the lights and play Heads Up 7-Up.
Oh yeah,
And then you would hope for your crush to just like tap you.
that was one of my.
Please.
I always used to cheat at that game, low key.
That was before we knew what tapping was, you know what I'm saying?
I used to kind of like lean
Yeah.
my arm a little bit off the table so that there'd be a gap in the ground.
Yeah.
And it was a 50-50 shot because I could look down at the floor and see the shoes
Yeah.
of the person who like tagged my thumb.
Yeah.
And I'd always get it right. But there's that offset chance that they go to the left.
Oh,
and
God,
you
he
don't
like-
see the shoes. And then like now you're kind of known for being this dude that gets it right almost all the time.
Yeah.
And now the real pressure's on. You're like, was that a feminine touch or was that more of a like a little boy hand?
I think the one that takes the cake for me is hide and seek.
Hide and
If you
seek.
can get a group of like 40,
Yeah.
50 guys
Mm.
and play hide and seek in the city.
But you have to set like a radius, like
Yeah,
no bigger
well, of
than like
course.
one city block.
It has to be enough people to where, the game would work, but you do that at like 12, 1 in the morning, like, come on.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
It's a little scary too. It's like
Oh, for
ooh,
sure.
It's fucking dark as hell.
The next time we go on a trip, we should do like a little hide and seek. Like,
Oh,
could you imagine in like Yellowstone or something
Oh
like
my
that?
God.
It's going to end up so
Dude.
wrong.
Dude, what the hell? I
Someone's
mean,
going to get mauled.
dude, I know fucking living adults 25 plus that still play this shit
Right?
with their own terms, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
You
say
got to add
names,
some
but-
rules.
Yeah,
You got to
yeah,
get
we
rid
know
of
them.
some rules.
Dude, speaking of Yellowstone, I saw a video of one bear fending off like 20 wolves. This
What?
motherfucker was just batting them away, like 20 wolves surrounding this one bear.
Well, I imagine it's like Shaquille O'Neal versus like a bunch of 12-year-olds. Like it's just this really big, overpowering presence in the face of all these. Like they have numbers,
Yeah.
but they're not nearly as strong per se.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're still up there. Like if they work together tactically, I feel like they could take it out.
Yeah.
The bear in this instance, but Shaquille O'Neal's just gonna run through them. You know, like one swipe of the claw or one slap of his hand's gonna knock down 3 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like I'd say that's a fair fight. Like
He's gonna
20
put that-
wolves to
he's
one
gonna
bear.
Put that size 35 shoe up your ass.
Have you actually seen one of Shaq's shoes in
It's
person?
insane.
Yeah.
I
One
don't
of
know
my-
how a foot can get that big.
Yeah. Dude.
It's his foot was quite literally the distance from shoulder to shoulder when I saw them as a child. Like when I was younger.
My God.
Like just an enormous spread like of a human foot.
That's
It's
Bigfoot.
a
dude.
boat, bro. You can take that on the water.
He's not human. dude.
Could you imagine buying pants?
What?
Could you imagine being Shaq and trying to go buy like a pair of jeans? He's
Oh my
At a Walmart.
Dude, custom made everything probably.
probably
100%.
Dude.
like what is that? Like a 38 waist and then like a 54 pants.
Lucky for him, he can afford it.
Yeah, seriously. I love that he's doing the what's his DJ name? Did you know he's a
fuck.
DJ?
Yeah,
He's
dude.
a
I,
DJ?
Yeah, he's a
Fuck.
DJ. Is it it's like DJ Octane or something really funny like that. let me look
Shaq
this
on
up.
I literally just saw it like yesterday. I completely forgot.
My favorite part too is like mid set of his, like He'll just get out. Oh, DJ Diesel, excuse me.
Oh my god.
What a name.
I
DJ
knew it.
Diesel, like, and the funniest parts too is like he'll just go out in the middle of one of his own sets. Like, there's a video of it. He'll just go out and like rage with all the people in the crowd, and he's so much bigger, like 2 to 3 feet bigger than most people, and he's like in a mosh pit,
Yeah, he's
and
raging,
Sustain a
dude.
brain
dude,
injury.
there's like a
man.
kid that does a running jump into him, and he just gets like a little, like just a little
God.
nudge to the brain.
Yeah.
It's just a massive human
Fucking someone
being.
threw a raisin at him.
I like how we're talking about a basketball star, and it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Let,
Yeah.
let's pick a fight, okay? Any celebrity that of your choice,
Mhm.
one
Favorite
on
fight?
one.
Ooh.
Now, is when you say celebrity, is it a specific
It doesn't-
ring of like is it a sports like a sports celebrity or
someone
movie celebrity,
famous, basically.
or
Right?
just
Anybody.
anybody famous?
Like the Shaq versus the Rock. I don't know.
Oh shit.
Just pick two people.
Dude. I would want to see. Um.
Now, what kind of fight is this? Is this MMA or are we talking
This is a
boxing?
fight to the death.
Oh shit.
MMA style though, but like no winner until somebody drops dead.
Not MMA style. Anything is
So
is
it's
a go.
basically a dirt circle, and it's like whatever goes.
Exactly.
Okay. So a proper blood, proper blood.
Damn.
bloodbath.
I'm trying to think of, because my mind immediately goes to someone like Sylvester Stallone versus like
Yeah.
what is that other guy's name?
Jason Statham.
Yeah, something like that. You know, but like young Sylvester Stallone versus
Yeah.
young Jason Statham. But I feel like we could do more interesting than that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
That's
do-
what I'm trying to.
How
think.
about
I'm trying to be
Jackie
creative.
Chan, both in their old age? Jackie Chan versus Clint Eastwood. Who wins?
Oh my god. Oh, Jackie Chan for sure. What the hell?
I don't know about that. Clint Eastwood's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a bad motherfucker. He'd probably pull out a gun and just shoot him right there. Dude. Oh, to the death? All right. Oh, yeah.
Never bring fists to a
That reminds
gunfight.
me, actually. Have you guys seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yes.
I love that movie.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude! I saw it 3 times. I just saw it for the 3rd time yesterday.
The
And that
CGI on
Bruce
it-
Lee scene
the CGI on his face was so weird though.
on Bruce Lee.
Yeah, it took
Yeah.
me out of it. Or was it an actor?
I think it was an actor.
Did they do CGI on his face? Am I getting that
I
wrong?
don't think so.
No.
They could have maybe did some subtle things, but
I don't know. Something was taking me out of that moment where I'm like, something doesn't feel right here. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. But that Bruce Lee scene though, was just
Hilarious.
fucking funny, dude. The one where he's like, "Oh, that's a good one. That was a good one, Brucey. Do it again." And then he literally grabs his leg and smashes him across the fucking across the car. Holy
so
shit, dude.
outrageous. It's so
Like, I'm pretty sure if Bruce Lee saw that shit, he'd be fucking pissed today, dude.
My-
Like, there's.
Bruce Lee rolling in his grave.
What about okay, I feel like this would be a good one. Original or like younger Bruce Willis versus Jason Statham.
Ooh. I'm choosing Jason.
Actually, how about this one? This is probably the ultimate one I could think of right now. Jason Statham versus who was the guy in The Gray?
Oh,
Liam
Neeson.
Yeah, Liam
Liam
Neeson.
Neeson,
Jason Statham or Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
Who are you picking?
Jason Statham.
Liam Neeson, dude. What the fuck? 100%, dude.
There's no way he fucking fought off wolves, bro. That shit's fake.
I know, but like, but here's the thing: we're basing this off their characters they played. We don't know them as.
I think
I want to try to base it off of like.
I respect Liam Neeson a lot, but Jason Statham, I believe, is trained in multiple martial arts, right?
yeah.
Like he's like
Yeah.
like severely badass.
Here's a good one: Keanu Reeves versus The Rock.
I'm gonna go with The Rock on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have-
yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like The Rock.
Actually-
Well, The Rock was in he was in the WWE.
Yeah.
He has actual like I know it's all stage stuff, like a lot of it's stage, but like there is good mechanics that can be found in it.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of like how to lock people up or like how to throw people around.
I think I'm thinking of this in a Marvel versus Capcom way. You know
Right?
what I mean? like I'd love to see Keanu Reeves win.
I'm trying to think of a different one. How about Betty White?
Oh my god.
I'm trying to think of another like old celebrity that's at her caliber.
Woman or man? Just
Oh,
woman for
okay. How about this? How
simplicity's
about
sake?
this? Betty White versus the country star whose name I'm totally blanking on. Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton, what does she play?
She's the famous country star. She did 9 to 5. I'm working 9 to 5.
Oh, okay. You'd want to see that?
I feel like that'd be an interesting fight. Betty White, I feel like she could still throw down.
Yeah, it could be hot at their prime.
Watch out.
No, I would take it. I'd prefer it now.
Whoa.
I feel like they could throw down now.
In reality, they'd just be gassed out.
Throw
fucking
some
20 seconds.
boxing gloves on him. Let's see what happens. I feel like she's more active than we give her credit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite possibly.
Or what about did you ever see the videos of, I think it was Ruth Bader Ginsburg, like working out? Did you ever see videos? Do you know who she is?
No.
She's one of the Supreme Court justices, or she was. I don't know if she's
I
still
haven't seen that
working
video
there.
though.
Dude, she was she's pretty old. She's either in her, I think she's in her late 80s if I'm correct, or in her 90s. Like she's very old on
Yeah.
the Supreme Court. She's made a lot of influential decisions in her life. Like very fascinating person. However, the video of her working out is one of my favorite ones I've seen in a long time, because it's like, it's cool that you see her at least in the gym,
Yeah.
but she's lifting like 5 pounds, like for a thing. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, she's weak, bro, but like, it's just, I don't know, it's just something about it makes me giggle.
Yeah.
Seeing a grandma like really getting after it. Like you could see her too. She's like really
Yeah.
putting in the effort. She's got the face going. She's like, like really just working out every set, like trying to get it. And I'm like, good for you,
Yeah,
man.
that does sound funny if you really actually just picture it.
The funniest video I've ever seen, I think, is of Bernie hitting the punching bag. He gets hit in the head, bro. The way he reacts.
Oh my god.
He's hitting a speed bag, right?
Speed bag, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him though. He's like what, 80?
Yeah, he's
Bro,
getting that.
the
He's
video.
getting to that age.
How many times do you think our president works out on a weekly basis?
No times.
That is,
If that entails lifting a McNugget to his mouth,
Yeah, dude.
probably
Or,
7
the
times a
process
day.
of chewing. then
honestly,
yes.
why doesn't he work out? Like, why wouldn't you want to?
I don't know.
I mean, you probably don't have any time for it realistically as a president. Like, think about it. How busy you're going to be.
Yeah, but you have time for fucking golf and resorts and
That's
shit.
very true,
Imagine
yeah.
Donald Trump deadlifting 300.
Like, if you've seen the
What the fuck, dude? I would.
like, there's some video of freaking Vladimir
I'd
Putin.
vote for
like-
him. I did, that's what.
Yeah, at least Putin, rides horses and
Have
shit.
you seen the video of Putin like benching iron with one of his homies, and then they just throw a steak on the grill after? It's so funny. I'm like, that's the leader of a nation right there. Like no shirt on, with like khaki pants on, just
My
freaking
God.
getting at it
I don't know
with one
why,
of the
but I feel
boys.
like Sylvester Stallone would totally be there too. God damn.
It's like Dennis Rodman.
Honestly,
and,
if I got invited to Russia to do like a workout routine with Putin, or better yet, if you got invited,
let's
would
fucking
would
do
you
that.
consider it?
Hell
Just to like go pump some iron with freaking Putin?
I'd be fucking down.
I'd
just
be
for the
curious just to
story?
see what he has to say. Yeah,
Just for the story.
I wonder what his bench form is like. What's his squat form like? We didn't see any of that.
No, here's what a full day looks like. You wake up. You start off with a nice ride on horseback. Okay.
Yeah.
Through the Russian countryside.
Then you hit the gym. You pump some iron. You pop a steak on the grill, and then you hit the sauna. And whatever else is just up to you guys.
Yeah, and you guys start whipping each other with towels.
And then later on in the day, you just roll around in a tank, fire off some ammunition. You're good.
That sounds like a pretty king ass way.
I was about to say it's a pretty
dude.
baller day.
Full fucking day, my friend.
We Kangen, boys.
What is this shit about black holes?
What
were
about black
talking to
holes
me
in particular?
about-
Okay, so before the podcast, I was talking to Zayd a little bit about what happens when you're going into a black hole. Just because we were talking about the seeing color thing, he's like, "Do you have any other interesting topics that you could talk about like that are a little bit more thought provoking?"
Yeah.
And the one that came to my mind was the black hole immediately. And the reason for that is just the mechanics behind it are things that we don't normally think about.
Yeah.
And there was something in Interstellar. I don't remember it exactly, but I don't think they got it right. But with a black hole, especially with the scene where he was going into it, they didn't really show an outside perspective of it, so that's why I'm giving them some leeway.
Yeah.
But as you go into a black hole, you reach a point called the event horizon. And essentially, like what that would look like to somebody in a spaceship, like posted up very far away, just observing, is it looked like you're heading at it at a really quick speed, like you're just going, and then all of a sudden your spaceship would just stop.
What the hell?
Yeah, because the light is being pulled away faster than you can actually receive it.
Yeah.
So what it would look like is the spaceship stops, and then it just red shifts and then kind of becomes purple and then eventually goes black and you stop seeing it. It's like frozen in time and it loses pigmentation because the light isn't reaching you
Yeah.
because it's being pulled into the black hole.
The only visualization I can think of is Interstellar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you go deeper into the black hole, like if you're actually going in, the gravitational field around it is so strong, it warps the light so it looks like your view is like one of those 360 cameras. You can see completely around your head.
That's fucking.
Like you'd theoretically be able to see the spaceship that you just got blasted out of if
Yeah.
you could be able to focus enough to be able to look at that.
What the
I'm trying to picture how that works. Like,
Because the gravitational light is going to have to bend to that gravity, right? It's going to have to succumb to that because it's nowhere near as strong as the force that black hole is creating.
Yeah.
And by absorbing that light, you're going into it, it warps it around your head because the light that's in front of you, or sorry, that's behind you, is also getting sucked in as well. So it's like
Yeah.
creates this giant image for you essentially.
Yeah, that's assuming if we even make it to the black hole, obviously.
No, you'd make it to this point. We haven't reached the point where you'd be dead yet. If you had a spaceship that could handle that.
Yeah, but I would assume that the gravitational pull or change would be so insane.
Not yet. We're
what-
getting there.
Actually, what do you think would happen?
Yeah, what do you think would happen after
I
that?
honestly think you would disperse into literal ash, dude, or like kind of just like
Like what?
get disassembled instantly. You know
You're
what I
on the
mean?
right track.
You're in the right headspace. So as you keep going in farther and farther, so for instance, let's say Matthew McConaughey,
Mhm.
we talked about him in the last episode,
Dude,
man.
we
He-
talk about him so much. We
he might as well be a
fucking
recurring
love this
guest.
movie.
Matthew, come on the podcast.
He pops out of the spaceship because he's freaking out because it's exploding, right? And it's not good. And then he's out in the black hole. Now, they did kind of convey this a little bit in a sense where it looked like he was going down and it started to get really painful for him. And what they were trying to convey in that scene is what's called spaghettification.
Whoa.
That is the scientific, like, proper term for what's happening. Your molecules and atoms are being stretched because the gravitational pull at your feet is so much stronger than where it is at your head.
Yeah.
So you just get pulled apart like some pasta,
Oh my god.
like pasta dough, and it
Yeah.
stretches you like spaghetti.
Yeah.
And so all of your atoms just violently will get ripped apart.
Oh my
Some
God.
good eating, brother.
Yeah.
It's a new way to die.
That's some good protein right there. It's a great way to stay in shape. It's a great,
God damn.
you get taller and you lean out.
Yeah.
What's the negative?
Well, I kind of want to look this up, and I want to know how long it would take in time to reach
Oh, like the actual
the
death
black hole.
process?
No,
of that?
to reach the black hole from Earth.
Mm.
Which one?
Yeah,
There's a
depends on the
lot.
closest one.
What's the closest one?
I thought there was one within our solar system, if I'm correct.
Isn't this crazy that we're talking about black holes and like wormholes? Like these things actually exist.
Yeah.
Like it's science fiction shit.
Several thousand light years away.
Oh yeah.
Hoo-wee. It's a road trip.
27,000 light years away.
Oh yeah, it was
a
a
road trip my
supermassive.
ass, dude.
Super.
We're like dying going to fucking Washington driving.
What's crazy about that is if we were going the speed of light, it would still take us 27,000 years to get there.
You just can't comprehend it.
That's just a big distance. How many tanks of gas would you need to fill up in the
Yeah,
soup
let's
for
say-
the Civic?
Probably
Let's say we're
like
prepared.
1.4 million.
Let's say we're preparing for that trip. What do
Yeah.
we bring with us? What keeps us sane? Well, of course, we have this podcast set up so we can
yeah.
talk all fucking
Internet
day.
for sure.
27,000 years of content.
27,000.
Oh my god.
We're on episode 3.5 million,
Oh god.
and we're only halfway there. It's just a good distance. It's crazy things to think about how small you are every now and then. It's
This
fun.
is just
It's fun to
me
put it
moaning.
into perspective.
Oh my god, dude. Spring break. God.
I know, right? Oh man, speaking of how small things are, my interest for the Super Bowl probably resembles how small you feel after talking about space. I just do not really care. I apologize to all the fans out there. I know,
No, I don't care either.
yeah, that's just how it is, you
Yeah,
know.
I'm gonna be real.
Be offended.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh man.
Shit,
You know, I'm gonna leave you two at the helm for a second. I need to make a quick exit. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Yeah.
No
This man needs to head to the restroom.
Hey, don't call me out like that.
But yeah, man. How's soccer been?
Soccer's been good. It's been good. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah.
Mhm.
Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time playing like an actual game. I was sore after, but literally like my whole day is built around trying to recover. So I like have an ice pack on my pelvis. I have a Theragun, which is like this vibrating thing that you put on your muscles.
So it triggers certain points in your leg muscles. And
Yeah,
shit.
just like loosens shit up.
Okay.
But
That's dope.
but it's going well. I have to take it slowly to not re-aggravate my injury.
Mm.
Cause we don't want that, son.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
That's good, dude. I just got back into the gym finally.
How's that? You see any bros?
Bros? What do you mean, like homies?
Like some
Or like,
no,
Or like,
some
like gym bros.
gym
Yeah,
bros.
oh, yeah.
Some brotards.
Yeah, dude. You see a lot of those everywhere. But
Yeah.
look, just stay away from Huntington Beach.
Oh, dude. No.
And 24-hour fitness, the entire chain, please. But
Dude, the first time I walked into a 24-hour fitness,
Mhm.
literally first time.
yeah,
I think it was with one of our buddies, Gus.
yeah.
But I saw a man with high heels on the treadmill.
What the fuck?
On the treadmill. And I was like, I'm never coming to a 24 again.
Yeah, dude.
Done. Donezo.
First of all, I'm speaking of the safety concerns right here, dude.
Oh yeah.
But if you look past that, it's just, I don't know, man. I like to feel like I'm at a gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, you could do whatever the fuck you want outside of the gym, but,
Of course.
you know, I mean, I come here too. It's kind of like.
Dude,
we
did I
talk-
tell you about the
yeah.
time when I visited a 24-hour fitness, first time ever, and I saw a man with high heels running on the treadmill?
Bro, where were you?
I was at the 24-hour fitness in Huntington, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It scarred me for life, bro.
God, I will never run again.
Dude, I've seen, you know what, don't get me started on weird stuff I've seen at the gym, because that could be an entire podcast episode of just me talking. I mean, like, I was in there with my buddy the other day, and I felt really bad for this old dude that was in there, because he was trying to get these dumbbells out from these other dumbbells. I know that sounds really weird, but let me explain.
Yeah.
So there was like these 50-pound dumbbells, and then inside, like wedged between the two weights on the outside, there was like a 10-pounder
Oh,
in
shit.
there.
Yeah.
And there was this dude that was probably in like his later 60s, like closer to 70s, and he can't get this thing out of there for the life of him.
Yeah. it's
And
not there.
yeah, and these weights, by the way, had been sitting there for maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Like, it looked like nobody was using them. Some asshole just brought them out, wedged them in, and then dipped. Like, that's used them or whatever. And this old guy was struggling with them. I pull him out for him, and he's like, man, I fucking hate people like this. He's like, it's just these fucking assholes at the gym and this and that. And he's like going off to me. I'm like, dude, you don't have to tell me.
He has a right, man.
I'm like, it's like going to preschool every day. Like, you gotta, if you're gonna use your toys, you gotta put them away. Like, we learned this shit in kindergarten.
Yeah.
It's like, what was that song that we had to, did you guys learn this? Like the clean up, everybody everywhere. Yeah.
Everybody,
Everywhere, clean up,
Clean
clean up.
up.
Everybody do your share. Like that. And then some dude comes around the corner.
Yeah.
This dude is probably 5'7", 5'8", something like that.
Mhm.
Probably 110, 120 pounds. And he walks around the corner and he's like, who's the fucking asshole? Like, really,
Yeah.
really aggressive out of the gate. And I'm like, what is going on? And he, like, this old dude and him just started getting at it.
Yeah.
Like, cause this tweaky ass little kid, like, just left his weights there. And he's like, I was in the middle of a set. And the old guy was like, when, half an hour ago?
God damn. What are you doing there? Shitting in the fucking squat rack, dude?
Dude, I saw another thing the other day. This guy did 2 sets on a squat rack. He was there for 45 minutes because he was on his phone.
Yeah.
PSA.
That's so common.
Get off your phone if you're at the gym. I get it if you're switching the songs, but you don't need to check Twitter for 20 minutes in
Yeah.
between sets. You're not lifting that heavy. Like, unless you're squatting 600 pounds, leg pressing like 1,200 pounds, doing crazy shit, you do not need to take breaks that big.
Yeah.
You're not burning all of the, what is that energy that's stored up? Is it the
Glycogen?
yeah, you're not burning enough glycogen. You're not getting a sugar crash because you were lifting so much that
Yeah.
you need to eat candy bar. Like, you don't need to recover.
Yeah.
Just do your sets, stop being a bitch, and move on.
Yeah. Another PSA. Please move your shit back. God damn, I hate when I get to a fucking rack and it's just empty and there's just weights on it and you're like,
It's
someone
just
using
common
this? And you ask
courtesy.
everyone around, they're like, I haven't seen anyone. You start using it and then, you know, some guy comes up to you and he's like, yo, I was using this. And I was like, you know.
I just say no. I'm like, no,
just
you
yo,
weren't.
dude, no, you weren't. This shit's been empty for 30 fucking minutes.
No, like I get if you're supersetting, like if you got 2 or 3 exercises that you want to do and you're going back and forth in between all of them, but if you're there at peak hours
Yeah.
and like you're expecting to have all 3 of those machines saved for you during like the craziest time, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, why are you entitled to that shit?
Yeah,
And
or
then like,
work in with me. or
yeah,
Yeah.
serious. Let other people hop into your stuff and then, or let people know so you can just like, you know, like you
Yeah.
just said, work it in, and there's no problem. But these people that get so greedy,
something. Yeah.
there's so much like entitlement in a gym.
It's, like,
It's
"Oh, I
bizarre.
fucking pay for this. Well, I do too, bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
so does
what the fuck?
everybody else here. It's not just you.
Dude, the
Like
gym
we're all,
is just testosterone,
like we're all getting
steroids, ego, pride, and a bunch of smelly asses.
Look, an alpha can't out alpha an alpha. You know what I mean? There's always gonna be a problem. Dude.
Yo,
a bro can't usually out bro a bro. Like it's
Yeah. I blame
Bro.
these damn books, bro. These fucking alpha success books. You know what I mean?
Do you want to be
Alpha six-
alpha?
Hell yeah, dude.
Become the alpha.
I'm gonna be so fucking alpha.
Did you ever see the Adam Ruins Everything show?
No.
It's a show where this guy named Adam Conover, he just pulls up like topics or like preconceived notions we have about things, and then he breaks them down. For instance, like why do we buy diamond rings for weddings or for engagements? There's no point. Like also, why is there a need for an engagement ring and then like a wedding ring?
Yeah.
Like what's
So
the,
redundant.
why do you need it? There's no point. Like if you want to do the engagement ring, go a simple route where you get like a little silver band or gold band or whatever they're
Yeah.
into. Like save yourself some money, man. The ring's a ring. Like in honesty, like when I get married, I'm probably gonna get one of those elastic rings anyways.
Yeah.
And wear them just because they make so much more sense.
Exactly. I mean, you're gonna be wearing it all the time.
Yeah.
And if your woman actually gives a fuck about you, she won't.
Yeah, but
really
that's the
care
thing.
about the
Women
ring.
do
Yeah,
give a
for
fuck
real.
about that shit. So you're kind of mainly doing it for the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, if that's what you want, if that's what you really want, fuck it, I'll do it. You know what I mean? But like,
It's a sign of commitment.
yeah,
But my point is, what I was trying to talk about was this Adam Conover guy did an entire episode about how the whole alpha and beta male thing isn't like a real concept.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about how it was originally studied in wolves, and then it was found that wolf society doesn't even work that way or something like just this weird deal about how he was breaking it down. And he went on like Joe Rogan's podcast, and it was kind of embarrassing because Joe like just shut him down and it wasn't even like scientifically backed arguments per se on Joe's side. It was just like common sense.
yeah,
Like Joe's been around plenty of alpha dudes, like being a UFC commentator, being in a kickboxing gym, being in a taekwondo gym,
yeah,
jujitsu. Like he knows
Yeah.
alpha male. He knows alpha men, a lot of them.
yeah,
In fact, he probably is considered an alpha male himself.
yeah.
Mhm.
So you're begging to tell me that a dude like that, that's in like the UFC, that's like 230 pounds, just freaking jacked to the gills, ready to annihilate anybody and anything, he's been training to beat the shit out of people,
Mm.
is no different from like a dude that's like, yeah, I like video games and like watching hentai and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like there's no, like you're telling me they're exactly the same.
Hell
Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no, dude.
Yeah, they have different drives. Like
Yeah.
they're just geared or wired differently.
Exactly. I mean, I'm all for leading too. You know?
Yeah.
You be a leader, but you can also know when to sacrifice things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't always have to fucking be the alpha to just, you know, make way because you know, what matters is only what I say. You know,
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like for example, if you go out to eat with a group of friends, you know, you'd listen to what they'd like to eat first
Yeah.
from time to time.
The most
know?
alpha thing you can do is
Yeah,
be a leader
no, I'd be
and
like, no,
take into.
fuck that, dude. We're going to
Yeah.
eat here, and it's just like, okay, like
That
that's
guy's
gonna
just a
cause
bitch.
more issues than anything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just tone it down a little bit, you know, like be an alpha where you can be an alpha. You know what I mean?
Where you need to
Where
be
you
an
need
alpha.
to be an alpha. Yeah.
Because when you do it when it's unnecessary, that's when problems, I
Yeah.
feel like, they start to
Like,
arise.
yeah, stick to decisions and all that shit. but
Yeah.
Just yeah, goes back to balance. To be honest, just live a balanced goddamn life.
Men can be pretty stupid.
Yeah, I mean we are pretty stupid sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah.
we react based off of anger or dumb shit. You know what I mean?
think
Yeah.
we're
And then
addicts.
what's cool is that I mean I know like us three we're pretty like self-aware, so you know you'd be like, damn, I kind of made a mistake, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's all good. Just go apologize real quick.
It was like I was watching a podcast with this guy named Daryl Davis. He was just on bringing it up again, JRE. But it was like it was very interesting because there was like a total moment. I was talking to Zayd about this where I had I misinterpreted what he was saying, and I thought it turned into this whole like almost kind of racist thing where it was like, oh, white people, this and that. I thought it was that, but I was totally wrong and I just misinterpreted it. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, I'm really not right here. Like that's very not okay for me to say, like, or
Yeah.
at least I was going to tell Zayd this entire thing about it. Like I was going to break it down for him completely wrong. And then I went back and I thought about it and I was like, nope, I was the one that was I totally missed the mark on that.
Dude, that takes so much maturity because, especially a lot of young guys, we just see a lot of fuckery going on. Like they're just not
Yeah.
mature enough.
It's very true.
It's insane.
Like we for sure know some people
Yeah.
that have fallen victim to that mentality, but sometimes you can't really change people.
yeah.
I-
They just
I-
gotta
Yeah.
realize it for themselves.
They
to
do,
change.
'cause-
Because I feel like that's how we did it too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's not the end of the world to say you're wrong.
Mhm.
You know, sometimes it's actually necessary to admit you're
It's
wrong so
more
you can be a
respect.
better person.
Yeah, it's way more respected to be like, inform me.
Yeah.
or-
That's probably the lesson of the century.
yeah.
It's okay to admit that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, ask questions up the ass, dude. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It could be like a mainstream subject, for example, but you're just not educated enough to in that particular topic. So it's fine to ask,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, you could ask questions about water, for example. You've been fucking drinking that shit all your life, but it's just
Yeah.
like somehow you just don't know something. It's
Although-
fine to ask. You don't got to be like, "Oh yeah, I know."
In some circumstances, it's almost wrong to ask, which is weird.
Mhm.
It's like the information should already be understood. Like I noticed that happened to me one or two times at school.
Yeah.
Where this was when the trans movement started to really like take foothold,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just trying to understand it. And when I asked this girl, I'm like, so like what is this exactly? Like
Yeah,
what is like the whole trend, like how does this even work?
yeah.
Like the concept of being trans, like I understand that it's like somebody like they feel, I tried not to use the word think
Mm-hmm.
because that implies that like, you know, they're saying that there's something they're not, but like they feel as if they are the opposite gender or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I said I can kind of understand that, but can you give me a little bit more into the mentality as of maybe like just the terminology mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I try to ask like what's the difference between bisexual, pansexual, like all that stuff, and she got mad. Like it was weird. It was this little like she's very liberal, this girl, like very liberal, and I thought she would be understanding, like cuz I'm not liberal or Republican or right leaning or anything. Like I'm in between. I'm kind of in a weird gray area.
Yeah.
But like I thought she'd be understanding and want to educate, you know, rather than just
Yeah.
kind of tear down. She got so mad at me. I'm like, why? I just want to understand your point of view.
Yeah. It makes you she kind of ruins her image for the rest of
Yeah, it leaves like a bad taste in your mouth almost.
sucks.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Do any of you have any embarrassing stories from your past?
Embarrassing, like about what specifically?
Like
I got
something-
a few.
something where you felt very embarrassed and you were like, "Fuck, no, this isn't happening."
Fuck, I need to think of this.
I'm trying to think.
What about you?
I got one, yeah.
Yeah,
Throw
go
it
for
out.
it. Go
So
for
it
it.
was mid-work shift. I used to sell shoes at Nordstrom, and I was bending down once, and my manager happened to see my fucking pants rip from ass down to up, and he was like, "Whoa, what happened?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, are you serious?" And then I had to literally walk to the next department over with my ass hanging out, and go buy a new pair of
Like
pants.
full ass exposure?
Yeah.
Oh my
Pretty
God.
much. Well, no, it wasn't
Speak to
full
me.
ass exposure, but it was just like my underwear, dude. Like, not a pretty look.
Recently,
I just felt really shitty. Like I was like, fuck. Like
Yeah, I don't like those.
it's a busy store, you know.
I was hanging out with a friend semi recently,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like driving up towards LA to go get something to eat because we like to go try new places and stuff like that. She and I
Yeah.
like to go eat at
Mhm.
different spots, and on the way up there, like I'd been holding my pee in for like a long time, like quite a few hours at
Yeah.
this point, and I drank a lot of water. And we're driving down the freeway, and then you know when you have that moment where everything feels fine, and then all of a sudden it was like
Sleek.
it's
fucking
like
red alert
yeah,
emergency.
it was like the crack that broke the dam, and just
Oh, yeah.
everything. You're like, oh no, like,
Oh my
This is an
dude,
issue.
I had to pull over in the most sus neighborhood, like, and stop at this sus gas station and walk in, and it's just so grimy. And the part that embarrassed me the most was like, I couldn't really tell her I had to pee because even talking. Have you ever been at a level of pee like where you or like like you need to pee where it's just you can't even breathe?
It's survival mode.
Yeah, it is survival mode at full peak, and you're just panicking.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm about to piss my pants in front of my friend, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm shaking.
Yeah.
I'm not breathing. Like
You're
I'm
overthinking as fuck.
Yeah, and then I just pull into the gas station and I
Yeah.
run
Yeah.
to the thing, and like I didn't explain it till after I got back.
Oh my god.
I was like,
That's
I gave like
literally
little
the
hints. I'm like, I really gotta freaking.
Yeah, dude.
She's like, what?
I got diarrhea mid date once. It sucked.
Oh my
Mid-date?
god,
Oh.
that's
I think
gotta
you've
be.
told me about this.
Yeah.
Can you tell me that one? I want to
God,
hear
dude.
the.
Oh my god. Okay, so I was with a girl,
Nothing's.
and it had just started, right? And you know, we were talking and all this stuff, and then she's like, "Do you want to eat?" And I was like, "Sure." And we kind of just parked, and then I sat there silently, just listening to her. And in my mind, I was like, "This isn't happening right now." And you can just feel it, just, and you're just like, "Fuck!" Like I gotta shit now. And to my luck, we were in the middle of downtown.
So lucky.
To anyone that's familiar with any downtown area, parking's a bitch. Then you gotta find a fucking bathroom. All right.
Which is also a bitch.
Yeah, and if you find it, it's most likely occupied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually was straight up, and I was like, "Listen, when nature calls," and then she's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Listen, I gotta take a shit," like straight up. And she's like, "Oh my god, TMI." She's like, "All right, go take one." And like she rolled her eyes, and I was like, "Yep, this date ain't going nowhere."
Why is that TMI? Everybody takes a
know,
shit.
dude.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Well, it's just sometimes they don't want to hear the word.
I think
like-
that's the
Even her
grass.
before you pulled up, you know, she was probably laying the pounds down before you
Oh,
got
hell
there,
yeah,
so
dude.
she didn't have to worry about
It was
something like
I know
that.
why you were 10 minutes late. Come on.
That was a brutal one. You have Taco Bell yesterday?
No, the most embarrassing stories have to be when you either piss yourself in public or shit yourself in public.
Yeah.
Especially as a young kid.
Oh
Those
my
have
God.
to be the worst.
Jesus.
I've got a little bit of one.
Yeah.
That's a little embarrassing. The do you guys know the song Roundabout by the band Yes? It was in that meme a little while ago where it was the and then it would pause like right before something really fucked up happened, and then it would say to be continued. Do you remember that meme?
Kind of.
Okay, well, it was I was gonna play that live, and like I practiced for months beforehand. I knew how to do the intro. I was playing acoustic guitar for the song, and I get up on stage, and it's like my first time doing like rock music in front of a decent group of people. Like there's probably 200 to 300 people there, and I get up on stage, and it's like it's me and this kid on keys for the beginning of the track. And like we're looking at each other, and he was never at practice really, and so like we're kind of trying to decipher this on stage while this is going down, like for my first performance. So it's like I'm doing like all the intro stuff, and then finally it comes to that point where it's the and I bombed so hard when it came to the very end of that, and it ruined everybody else's timing. Like the drums came in way too early, and then the bass was off, and then the other guitar, one of the dudes looked at me. He's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I don't know." But dude, after that intro and like 10 seconds of confusion, everybody just locked in, and it was money. Like the performance was really good after that. After that entire mess up, I was shaking the whole time, dude. Like it was ridiculous. Like my legs were I was locked.
Yeah, dude, you get so fucking nervous because everything is just tearing apart, dude.
Have you guys done like a musical performance before?
Yeah.
What was it for you?
For me, it was actually just a script someone wrote, and it was kind of like a partial like acting / musical type thing. And it was just like, you know, the ship kind of crashed and we were deserted on an island. Blah 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 blah. All that kind of.
Pretty terrifying, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised by how loud you have to talk
Mm-hmm.
on stage.
Especially if you're doing. Were you mic'd at all?
Nope.
Yeah, that's why you had to echo through there. So you had to do the old like. What did you say?
Yeah. Fucking diaphragm, bitch. You know.
You have to put on your real theater voice. Like.
Remember, gain goes up by 30. You know, like fucking, holy shit! But yeah, dude, it is terrifying because sometimes in the back of your head you can overthink it and be like, "Oh, I'm not loud enough," or you know, or you can feel like you're screaming even, and then that's still not loud enough, and you're like, "Fuck."
That's the thing with a performance, like any performance really. You have to find yourself in that pocket
Yeah.
and then just forget about everything else.
We
like,
practiced
zone
for
out.
weeks too,
Yeah.
and it still
Yeah.
didn't matter. Like, it was like, "Fuck, this is the final," and I think that's what's scary. I feel like if you have that, like, you know, midterm / final exam, like, phobia or kind of that fear,
Yeah.
the anxiety that comes with it, I feel like that you'll just have it with anything that just has like a kind of like dead end or final take. You know what I mean? You'll always have that fear, and it just kind of fucks with you.
But like all things in life, if you're well prepared, as time goes on, at least like specifically on the stage, it gets so much easier.
Oh yeah.
Without
Like the first, in my opinion, 2 to 5 minutes of a show are the most brutal part.
exactly.
Just getting through that, like
Yeah.
that initial overwhelming sensation of anxiety and like stage fright and everything, just getting it together so that your hands stop shaking.
Yeah.
Or like your vocal cords can keep it together on like without breaking down. That's hell.
Yeah.
But once you get past that, it's
Even
like you're in
talking
heaven.
To a stranger, dude. Even talking to a stranger, like, if you have a little bit of social anxiety and you're not like, you know, a master at social skills or whatever, the first 2 to 3 minutes are nerve wracking. But then you get into a flow with it, and then it's
Yeah,
just
you
normal.
know, you find that medium, or you find it's kind of like you're speaking to the audience. So if the audience kind of gives back, then it's way easier, quicker.
Yeah. Like dude, when I like when you do a guitar solo on stage and then like after you're done with it and people are like woo and they start screaming, it's such a cool feeling. You're like, that was me. That was
Bet, dude.
like I did that shit.
It's crazy that you can change one letter and it turns into boo. Fuck. Get the fuck off the stage. Turn off the flash, you fucking moron.
Tomatoes and shit, like,
the hell?
dodging all of a sudden.
God damn.
That's fun though, man. I miss doing stuff like that. It's a good time.
You should get back into it.
I should try, yeah. I just need
your fear.
to get other people to like play with. Like I need a drummer.
I know Logan here does Mellow Mondays, where he does this lo-fi guitar bluesy shit.
Update us on, what is it,
What's up
February
with that?
14th?
February 14th, coming at you live. We got Mellow Mondays making its way in. It's going to be my debut album.
It's fire.
Smooth.
We've got I'm going to be releasing a track early for all of you.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a precursor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Exciting.
I got my friend Sean doing vocals and also my other really talented friend from Berkeley named Amy
Oh.
doing vocals. The track's called Waves.
Oh shit, dude.
That's going to be the debut, and then we got 4 more tracks along with that one coming with the album after that.
That sounds like a fucking sick ass track.
Yeah.
I literally can't wait.
Just
And
kick-
it's called Waves.
the song I'm dropping hopefully on Tuesday is what I'm feeling.
Fuck yeah.
Tuesday.
We'll give it a share. Everyone else will, right?
Yeah. I'm feeling like that'd be a good day to drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited, dude. Honestly.
I'm excited
We
too.
might even play a little something on the next podcast. Who knows?
Maybe. It's up for
Fuck this shit.
it's possible.
But I mean, I'm fucking starving. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm so
we might have to resort to not even postmating and just driving there because yeah, man. But yeah, it's been a great fucking
Episode
train
9.
ride of a talk, dude.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. This
We are
one.
about to break number 10.
Yes.
It's
sir.
around the corner.
And then from then on, 100, 1,000, who knows, maybe even 10,000.
Yeah, and please, 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 if any of you have any questions that interest you or might interest us, and you think that we would like, we'd love to answer all of them. So yeah, just
I had a little
DM us.
I had a little thought for the episode 10
Sure.
potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that maybe we should do a little bit of a giveaway?
Ooh.
ooh,
Like
Fuck with it?
custom custom 1 of 1 hoodie for episode
Yes.
10.
We should
Only
do that.
one
Get the
person-
first hoodie to be created. By
Only
us.
one lucky listener is going to get it.
Not
Yep.
even we have the hoodies, motherfuckers. So
Yeah. Just
grateful.
you. just the one who's going to get it. I think that should be.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that. We'll
Yeah.
do that.
We should set up the parameters for that, and then we'll post about it on our Instagram.
Yeah, and then if you take a picture with you wearing it, we'll fucking shout you out and shit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, hey, maybe down the line once we get a little bit more established, we could even fly you out. Maybe get you on the
Oh,
podcast
yeah.
episode.
That'd be fucking interesting.
Give you a
Start
little bit
flying
of an
out.
interview.
Little giveaway guest specials.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, but as mentioned, don't be afraid to get in touch with us. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of the good stuff.
Yeah.
Castbox as well,
Yep.
YouTube, don't forget.
YouTube as well.
Also, we got our Patreon 2 a.m. podcast.
Mhm.
Once again, thank you everybody for signing in. It's been Logan.
This is Zaid, the Big Z.
And Saeed, mainly known as Sardis.
Sardis.
Ah,
And we're
dude.
out.
We're out. Peace.